Vegas, what's going on, man? Yours truly, your guy AD with 98.5 KLUC. We are Las Vegas' #1 hit music station. Tonight in the building, a very special guest. The first time I heard about your name, you were referred to as Flossin DAWson. Shout out to Tej. DAWson is in the building.
Yes, sir.
Is that what you go by, just DAWson?
Yeah, just DAWson.
You have a last name or like another moniker?
That actually is my last name.
DAWson's your last name?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yes, Flossin DAWson is in the building.
Yes, sir.
Glad to have you. I've heard a lot about you over the course of the past year and a half from several different artists, Tej, Zelly Vibes.
Yeah, shout outs
with a lot of
to
people
them
out here.
Yes,
a lot
I am.
Of people. First of all, are you originally from Las Vegas?
No, I'm not from
Where
Vegas.
are you from?
Born in California, raised in Arizona, lived in Hawaii for like 4 years, and now I'm here since 2014.
Okay, California makes a lot of sense because you have like even before I met you just 10 minutes ago, your vibe on social media, you look very like you have like a chill vibe, a calm demeanor.
It must be a West Coast thing.
Is that what it is?
Because I was just born there, and then we moved to Arizona like I think when I was like 2.
Okay,
so I was raised in Arizona most of my life.
Got you.
And everything.
Well, you got the vibe.
Yeah. This is definitely a West Coast thing, I'm for sure.
Okay, so you've been all over. So you're very cultured.
Yeah,
that's dope. What brought you to Vegas? When did you get to Vegas?
What brought me here was I already knew that I wanted to pursue audio engineering and everything like that. Okay. And I was living in Hawaii at the time. I just didn't think that the opportunities were as good as they would be if I lived in like a bigger city because genre specific hip hop was like my thing, and R&B and everything. So I felt that Vegas would have more opportunities out here. And then I moved out here in 2014.
Had you ever been to Vegas prior to?
I have been, but just like visiting on like some tourists.
And what made you like? What gave off the vibe that Vegas would be like a hip hop city?
It was actually
I had no idea.
You know, I don't know. I think it was more so just because Arizona. I grew up in Kingman, Arizona. It's like 2 hours out from here, so it's like I'm relatively close to my family. And then Vegas is also just cheap to live here. So, you know, I moved out when I was 18 before I even graduated.
Okay.
So like I was already on my own. Hawaii was too expensive to live on your own. Yes. So, you know, I was trying to cut my expenses. So Vegas was the destination for that.
So your family is still in Arizona?
Yeah.
Okay. So you moved out here solo dolo.
Yep.
Respect.
Yep.
My fiance was out here. Shout out to Janelle. She was out here a year before I moved out here, and then we just made the cross country journey.
Yeah, sometimes you just got to do it. Yeah, and shit just happens.
It just happens. I hated it the first year. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
It was rough.
It was depressing. Oh my god, the first 6 months I didn't know anybody. I technically moved here with my ex-girlfriend, but like when I was staying with some family out here, and she was staying with some family, so we didn't see each other. Then we like broke up within the first couple months of us being here. We were together for a while too, and then. So I was like in a real depressed period, you know, just got through a breakup, no friends, no car.
And you stayed out here.
Yeah, and I was depressed. I lived in a studio apartment, didn't have shit, you know, like, oh my God. I still have the post on my Instagram. If you look back for like far enough, it's just like a studio apartment with like the Murphy bed like, that pulls out of the wall. And like, it's literally a picture of like pretty much everything that I had. And I'm like, this is the start. This is where I'm starting. This is the bottom.
The fact that you stayed and didn't go back home, I mean, speaks volumes in itself.
Yeah.
So that's
crazy.
Cool. So you've been out here for how long now?
So 2014, like going on like 4 years, like 3.5 years now.
I'm right there with you. In June, it'll be 4 years for me.
Yep.
That's wild.
Crazy.
Okay. Super dope.
That's
super dope.
We're both doing big things, right?
Facts. Exactly. Helping the scene and the culture
Absolutely,
of Vegas further. So the heat was nothing new to you coming from
No. Okay. No. Yeah, used to it.
So, and what would you say your title is? And I hate to put people in a box, but you're an engineer. Are you an audio engineer? What you call yourself?
Yeah, audio engineer, producer.
Okay. How'd you get into that line of work? Where'd that start out?
It started off in Hawaii. Me and my friends, you know, we just wanted to rap. So we're just like, yo, let's just start rapping and everything. And then I was just the one who ended up putting everything together, the one recording everything, and just engineering just kind of like fell onto into my lap. I was like the one with the most patience and who would just do it, you know. And my mom was actually really supportive too, and like she kind of like helped me build like a makeshift studio. I had the garage as a room at one point, and we had a really big closet, so just turned that into a studio. And I had my friends over like every day, just making music, smoking weed, making music.
I'm about to say you definitely have a weed demeanor. Like you definitely like you're a Mary Jane lover.
Yeah,
I'm not mad at you at all. I live in elevator.
I'm trying to cut back right now, you know.
Why?
I feel like if I do it too much, it can be a problem. You know, I feel like it's definitely needed when I need it, but there's sometimes when I just don't need it, and I be doing it, and it be fucking me up.
Yeah, and there's people that can't handle it too. They can't balance life with marijuana. Like some people, like my brother, he can smoke, and I'm putting him out there, but it is what it is. He can smoke and he can be productive as hell. But then I have a friend over here who smokes, and they love Mary Jane, they love it, but they sit there and play video games or something like that.
Yeah, sometimes you get stuck and like you get stuck too long, and it's just like I can't keep doing that.
And then it changes your emotions too. Sometimes you go, okay, if I'm sad and I smoke, it's just gonna heighten that. It's gonna enhance my sad. So I gotta smoke when I'm happy.
Yeah,
gotta all right,
And I'm already a calm person, so when I smoke, it's like I'm even more calm.
You're super chill. Can't even imagine.
Super chill.
So how would you describe the difference between producer, engineer, and beat maker per se?
Okay. Well, beat maker is pretty easy. You know, they're just making beats. I feel like those are people who make, I won't say all of them, but most of them probably make like type beats and put them on YouTube. Like you just make beats, and that's what you did. I feel like producing, an engineer could be a producer by telling, rearranging. Like say if I have the beat stems, like I have the track outs of the beat, and I rearrange it, take stuff out. Now I'm producing. Right. You know, I'm changing the direction of the song. If I tell the artist to sing it like this or try this cadence, then I'm producing. Okay. And then engineering, I think, is like putting everything together, you know? Okay. And just like from the recording process. I mean, there's different types of engineers. You know, you have your recording engineers, your mix engineers, and mastering engineers, and all play a vital role. And they're really just like the glue and like the person that like the song touches last. Okay. Before it's like released into the world.
And you can essentially be all three. Yeah. But then you can also just be one as well. Yeah. And are they three different like things? I mean, because I feel like producer sometimes gets misinvolved with beat maker, but then I feel like producer also probably gets involved with engineer. Yeah. I feel like the producer is like the more broad term of it. I feel like even if you're not really musically inclined, you can like still be an A&R somewhat produce in a way, like they change the direction. Yeah, okay. Exactly. Yeah. Okay, I like that. So you're an engineer. Yeah. Are you a producer as well? Yeah, I would definitely. Yeah, definitely. Okay, so you're both of those. Do you make beats? I can, but it's not like my strong suit, and I don't put like a lot of time into it as much. So you haven't like developed a passion for it thus far. Yeah, I don't think I've had the chance because you know, I just been focused on engineering. Once that picked up, it's like it was like nonstop. Once that picked up, so it's like I definitely want, like, I feel like making beats was actually like what I wanted to do at first. Okay. Before engineering, it was actually rapping first is what I wanted to do. Then it was beat making, and then yes. And then it was engineering, because like it just like once that happened, like it just started picking up and just rolling. Like it starts like that for a lot of people, like in music too. Like you might start out as an artist, and then you realize, okay, I like this more. I want to do this. So like you jump into that area. So it's pretty dope. So take me back again. You moved to Vegas. You were already an engineer at that point. You were already like dealing with sound and working with all that stuff. Mm-hmm. Where was your first initial gig out here in Vegas, I guess? How'd you get on the map out here? Okay, so I had already known about this school called Recording Connections before I moved out to Vegas, which was another reason why I moved to Vegas, because this school called Recording Connections, they'll work with you like wherever you live. They just basically, the whole curriculum is online, and then they'll pay a studio to teach you hands-on. Okay. And so so I just joined that program, and they paired me up with Camel Hump Studios. Okay. And then I was interning there for a couple months, and since I already had prior experience, they just hired me, you know, before I graduated. And then yeah, they took me on as like a junior engineer, and then I was just managing my own sessions while trying to build my own clientele. Okay. So all the clients were coming from them, so they would like pay me like a little hourly rate, you know, for just handling the sessions, and then I was trying to like build up my clientele and everything. You build that brand, you build and then you have a following at that point. Yeah. And then from there, so first of all, speak on how important internships are. Just in any field. I feel like it's the best way to learn experience. Facts. Like you never really paid for your internship? No. No. Well, until they hired me. When they hired you. But before that. No, I actually had to pay for my internship. Yes. I had to pay to be in that studio. I'm still in debt right now. I'm paying monthly right now still. But would you say it was worth it though? Yeah, I mean, it's definitely paying for itself. Yeah. Like, and people get that. It's crazy. Yeah. Hands-on experience. It's the way to learn. Facts. For sure. Like I wouldn't like. It's just better, you know. You can go to a classroom, pay more money, you know, and learn from someone who didn't make it in that industry or in that field that you're trying to, you know. It's crazy. I back in my school, Bowling Green State University, I actually got kicked out of the radio program my senior year. Stupid, my part. But the instructor, he was like one of those, I know everything, and I did an internship at 2 different stations in Toledo, Ohio, and so I would come to class and I'd know way more than he would, and so I'd tell him like, no, you're doing this wrong, and he wouldn't know how to handle it. Mind you, I was being an arrogant asshole at the time, but I felt like the man, so I just couldn't help it. So he kicked you out? Yeah. There was an incident that happened, and he got the best of me, and he kicked me out. I should have been kicked out for sure. Not gonna lie. But it's crazy though how people, like you just said, these teachers that they dipped out on their career early,
right?
Before they gave it a chance. They couldn't make it per se, and now they're teaching people when they really don't have anything to teach. Sounds bad, but I like the way you put that. You put it way better than I did. Yeah. So you work with a lot of artists out here in Vegas.
Yeah.
I gotta ask, what's your biggest pet peeve when an artist hops in the booth, or not hops in the booth, but after like what something they do in the booth or studio wise that just irritates the crap out of you? Like, stop that, or don't talk to me like that, or whatever it may be.
I have like a lot of patience, so it's like it's really hard to like really irritate me or piss me off. And so like when people do, like people are like, damn, like he must have really fucked up, because DAWson don't ever get pissed. But I feel like, you know, I'm doing this because this is my passion. This is what I love to do. This isn't just like a gig that I picked up and it's like money and everything like that. So I just don't like when people aren't serious. Like, I get it, like, yeah, you're paying me for the time and to do this, provide this service for you. But that's really the only thing that bothers me, is just dealing with people who don't take this serious and everything like that.
Yeah, show your worth. Show that you place value on this.
Right.
Okay. All right. So nothing irritates you.
I wouldn't say that. I just can't. Yeah, it's, I don't know. Yeah.
What do you like that an artist does when they get in the booth with you? When they get in the studio?
I like when they kind of take control. I want like people to utilize me for the service that I'm providing. Okay. You know, use me to make your dream come to life. Don't rely on me to come up with all like the, oh, do this and oh, make this sound right here.
If you've got the idea, shoot it to you.
Yeah, like I'm here to like, that's what I like doing. Like it's really fun to like, for an artist to be really passionate about what they do, and like they have this vision and like, oh, I want it to sound like this and dark and or happy, and it's like, and then I just take what they give me and then I bring it to life, and that's like what like kind of fulfills me. It's like, yeah. Okay,
that's dope, super dope. Now you're at Junction Sound, and this is where I was trying to get before. How did you get to Junction? How did that come about? Or describe Junction for me.
Okay, so I came into Junction Sound through Tuesday Blend.
Okay.
And this artist that I record, King Teasy, he was like one of the first artists that I started recording out here. He had like a release party at the Waterhole.
Okay.
And the Waterhole is a venue out here that we used to do shows at. And I was going to open up for him because I was still like dabbling in the artistry a bit.
Okay.
And so I opened up for him.
2015?
Yeah, this is 2016.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And it was the 4th of July, and so like nobody showed up. Like it was dead. And then but I was doing sound check, and then Taness actually heard my music, and he just liked my style of music and the sound of it, and so he hit me up and he was like, you should come to Tuesday Blend, which was the next day. Okay. So he invited me to Tuesday Blend, and then he the after party afterwards, and then he just told me to come to the Junction, and like he was just telling me everything that he was going on. And I had just quit my job like 2 weeks before that.
Wow.
So you know, I was sticking around. I'm like, I was interested in what he was doing. I was like, yeah, I like all this. Like, how can I be involved? Like, what do you want me to do? And then he just had me coming around for like the Junction complex before it was Junction Sound was born. And I was just going there for like 2 weeks, and I'm like, okay, what's going on? What are we doing?
What's happening?
And then it was like he had like this meeting for Tuesday Blend, and there was like 14 other people like around my age, and he was pretty much basically putting a new team together for Tuesday Blend.
Wow.
And yeah, and then there was a position on there that was like handling the emails,
okay,
and everything like that. And being an audio engineer, I was just like, so these are like people from Vegas, all artists from Vegas who are submitting to Tuesday Blend to perform.
Right.
And from an audio engineer's perspective, I'm like, this is clientele. This is exactly what I needed.
Beautiful.
This is perfect. So I was like, I want that position, you know. Took that position, and then I just stuck around, and then and then that's really when my network just expanded like crazy. And then he used to have a studio in Junction Complex.
Okay.
And then the people left and kind of like thrashed the place. You know, I don't really know the details on that. Damn. Didn't ask, didn't care. I was just going there every day, and I would step into that room because I knew it was a studio before, and I would step in there. I'm like, I know what's about to happen. Yeah. So like before he told me anything, I was already buying studio equipment and everything like that. And then he asked me one day, he's like, yeah, if I rebuild the studio, you want to manage it?
Wow.
And run it? And I was like, yes, hell yeah, absolutely.
Right.
And I'm like, I'm already way ahead of you. I'm already buying equipment, you know, like. So yeah, we did that. We made the investment. Zelly was actually a big part in that. Her dad is a construction worker, and so he actually helped rebuild the booth. He did the labor for free and everything. We just had to pay for the materials, you know, in exchange for, you know, studio time for Zelly and everything like that, which was already cool because me and Zelly were already working at that time. You know, I was already building with her anyways.
See, these are the stories. These are the stories that I'm loving right now. I don't know these stories. These are dope. Okay.
And then Junction Sound was born. True. And then after that, shit just went crazy, you know,
started
like
booming.
It was booming. And it was crazy. And then like after a couple months, I already realized, I was like, damn, I don't know if this is what I wanted to do.
Wow.
Because like I started realizing like, okay, there's a cap to how much money I can make because I'm only one person and like, and I'm doing hourly rates and I'm like, okay. So I'm like, I'm already booked like crazy and like, so this is it. This is how much I can make a month. And I was like, okay, maybe I should get an intern or someone or another engineer to help me. And then I was looking for people and like it didn't work out when I was trying to look for people. And then finally like a couple came to me. One of them didn't work out, but the other one did. And like, it just so happened like we're actually closing Junction right now, and it just so happened that like right whenever he was picking up and starting to take on sessions by himself, right, like this happened and everything like that. But I just realized like
the person that was interning under you.
Or, yeah. Okay. The person that was interning under me. But I just like quickly realized like I started like just getting a lot of clients that I just didn't necessarily vibe with or anything, and I just realized like. I'm not really expanding as an engineer. I felt like it was almost like fast food recording. You know, I have my template. You know, people come to me because like I give them a good quality sound and I'm really fast. Okay. And so it's like people come in and like they can knock out a song and release it like the next day because like it was just that good and that fast. And it was like, I feel like I'm not expanding as an engineer. I'm not really getting enough time to really experiment and try new things and try different sounds and really do what you want to do, make almost. A sound, you know? And then also just like looking up to other engineers, you know, Ali, 40 or Guru, and all of these people are who they are, you know, because like they have like these set artists that they work with and like that's all they work on. Right. So it's like their sound is these artists.
Is that what you want to do?
Absolutely, yes.
I mean, I feel like you've already kind of, you got a couple things to hit on here. But I feel like you've already kind of, just based on what I see from social media and just talking to these individuals, I mean, I see you a lot with Tej, in that whole circle.
Definitely, yes. Tej is definitely one of those artists who I'm building with. Zelly. Yes, absolutely, yes.
So would those be two artists that you would do something like that with, or want to do something like that?
Absolutely, yeah. And that we're already doing something with. Okay. Yeah, like even though Junction's closing, it's like I'm still gonna be working with them.
Okay, second time you hit on it, so now we're just gonna talk about it. So hang on, why is Junction closing?
Junction is closing. Tanes he just opened up a new venue in downtown Arts District, and you know I'm a part of his team and everything that we're doing, and he just wants to focus all of our energy down there for a bit, and then we plan on rebuilding in downtown Arts District. So it's like a little sacrifice that we have to make, but it'll be better for the long run,
and it will eventually come back.
And it'll eventually come back and be way better than ever.
And I'm talking about Junction Sound Studio.
Junction Sound
Studio.
What you
do. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the plan. That's what I'm aiming for. Yes. Okay. Yeah.
All right, cool. So I just want to make sure you're coming back. All right, damn.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, but
this is the first time I'm hearing this, by the way, too.
I'm still gonna be working. You know, there's a couple other artists that I'm working with. They're not from Vegas, so I don't think you know about them. But one of them is Fireman.
Okay.
He's a producer and artist from Chicago. He actually helped start like the drill movement with Chief Keef and all them.
Yeah, drill movement. Crazy.
Yeah. So he's actually releasing his project. It's like a 420 project on 420.
Okay, hello.
And you know, I'm really building with him. And True Star, I Am True Star is how I met Fireman.
Okay.
He's an artist from New York, like real hip hop, kind of like neo soul kind of esque. I don't really know how to describe his sound, but he's got a really good following and everything. He's just really dope individual. And those are like the main four right now. That I'm working with. So as I take this little break, like those are the main four artists that I'm still going to be working with, you know, in my downtime and whenever I get the time.
And doing what you want to do.
Yeah, and doing what
which is the most beautiful part. Damn, that's wild.
Yeah, no, it's crazy.
But it's gonna be for the better.
Yeah, you know,
that's what people have to understand.
Yeah, and like I get kind of excited when things like this happen, when I have to make a sudden change and sudden risk, because like it's kind of like been that way like my whole life. Something's always like, oh, we getting kicked out, you know. It's like, oh, now we got to make a decision and like adjust, you know.
Yes.
So it's like it's always like just another thing that's gonna help me grow.
So will you still do the engineering and recording as far as artists on the side, like out of your place of living or something like that? Will you work with some of these artists in different studios, or how's that go? Or are you just done?
Possibly. I mean, like I feel like we're really gonna I feel like we're gonna make history in downtown, like CMXX, because like the venue that we got is crazy, and everything and how it happened is so crazy. And to Ness, you know, just working with him for the past year, like this man, like he does a lot for the community that people just don't realize. And
right.
he's really like a humble person, and I feel like he deserves it. And it's been a long overdue, you know, and he's put in over his 10,000 hours, 10 years, you know. And so, and the, like who we have behind us and backing this whole thing, and is going to be crazy. Like the whole downtown arts district in the next 2 to 3 years, the development that's going on down there, we're going to be a big part of that in the community. Booming, and like that's all we're trying to do. Like, so even though it's like I'm taking like a break from engineering and still working with my artists that I want to work with, and then I feel really good about this because like I get to be a part of this community even more and like push it to like levels that we've never seen before.
And you're going to continue to grow even way more.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I like it. So, and one else before I forget this, do you still make music yourself?
I don't really get a lot of time to, but I feel like I will be able to. Yes, absolutely. Yes, okay, bro. Okay. There's not like, yes, I do. Yes. Okay. So just because like that feeling, I don't really know what I want to do with it. I just want to create again, and just like, I feel like, I'm someone who kind of represses a lot of the stuff that I have going on. I'm like a reclusive individual, as you see. I have no entourage right now. You know? I'm rolling dolo.
Beautiful.
You know?
This is the first time.
Dolo.
Yes, like, solo.
So I deal with a lot of shit by myself. You know, I just keep it in. And I feel like when I was making music, it was a group thing when we first started, and then but I feel like, you know, it was a good outlet for me just to like release whatever I had going on. So, and there was like, one of the greatest feelings is just creating like music that you can listen back to, and then when you play it for other people, they love it too, and that's just like another bonus, you know.
Okay.
Love it or hate it or whatever, you know.
Well, I wouldn't be opposed to getting some DAWson music. I have no idea what it sounds like outside of the artists that you work with.
Right. I can show you something.
But yeah. So yeah, I'm sure a lot of other people would love to hear it as well. So for sure. I gotta ask thoughts on the Vegas scene as a whole, and musically. I mean, obviously we see the culture in general just expanding, but like, strictly music, what are your thoughts on it?
The Las Vegas music scene?
Yes.
I see,
from your 3.5 years of being here,
I see a lot of growth in that time, and there's a lot more growing to do. I feel like there really is a community that's really developing right now. All I really see is like progress and progression, and just more building together, and a lot of growing that needs to be done. I feel like I don't really see a lot of the negative side of it, because like I just don't associate with that side. Like, nice. And I feel like there's like, I do see some people say like, oh, like some bad stuff about the scene, but I just don't think they're involved in it. And that's what it is. It's like I'm heavily involved in it, so it's like I see all the progress. I think this is gonna be huge. I think Vegas is gonna be like, or
they're not giving enough to it, so they can't reciprocate the positive energy that's coming out of it. So they still can't understand it.
Right.
No, I with what you said is agree with wholeheartedly. Like if you're deeply invested and involved in it, you're going to see more positive than negative, because there's so much positive coming out.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I talk to a lot of the artists just like you do, and everybody's very humble. It's well, I don't know, it's pretty dope. It's super dope. Now this might be a personal question, but I got to ask. Do you have a preference on software or hardware that you like to work with? And we can pass this answer. But I think
software, I guess Pro Tools all day, every day.
Okay.
It's the industry standard, you know. It's like if you ever have to collab with people in the industry, you know, it's like they're probably using Pro Tools, and it's just I just know it.
Right.
So it's like I'm just really fast with it. Waves plugins all day.
Okay.
Know. Even though I did upgrade to the Slate Digital bundle, I still find myself using Waves like a lot more, but there's some Slate Digital stuff that I do like the reverbs and the mastering plugins that they have. I don't really get a lot of experience with hardware.
Okay.
It's kind of, you know, I have my couple preamps and compressors, but they're just like real basic, and like I just got them to get me going and everything. They're kind of inexpensive. So I don't really get to experience a lot with hardware. I did get to mess around with the Avalon, which is dope. I've been recently I got to fly to Oakland like these past couple weekends and like work in like a really like big studio, and they had a lot of outboard gear that I got to touch on and stuff, and like all the plugins that I'm using, I'm actually seeing the physical hardware gear, which is cool. Yeah, I'm definitely a new generation engineer.
No, but you're doing it.
Hey, yeah.
And you know for sure. I used to back in 2010. I interned at a studio, Smash Studios in New York, and for me that was great because it made me realize I don't get this shit. And it's not for me to get.
It made me realize too, though. Like I was like, man, I don't know shit. I'm so good at like working with vocals and everything, and just like recording artists and and everything, and the whole recording process. But I'm like, when I went to another studio, I just realized like, man, I really don't know shit.
I don't know shit.
I don't know shit.
By the way, there's a noise
so
over here.
much.
I have no idea what it is, but we're just gonna keep going. I have no idea.
Let's keep going.
No, but you clearly get it. You're an engineer. But like,
I get it, yeah. And like, if I had time with it, I would learn it like that. But I'm like, damn, there's a whole nother like realm, and like, and you know, just different outboard gear, and like tracking instruments was something I don't really get to do often, and like the kind of like processing you would use to do that and all that. It's like, damn, like there's a lot I need to learn still.
Facts. Everybody. That's why another thing why I like to talk on internships a lot, because I think you might realize something that you want to do, but then you might think you want to do this thing. You go do the internship, and it's a good thing that you went there, because now you realize, damn, I don't want to do this. It's not for me, or I'm not for it.
Right. Yeah,
like my mind doesn't work this way, but it works over here, and I love this. So like, you gotta try stuff for sure. Give yourself time. I'm gonna put you on the spot on this one. Do you have this is the dumbest question in the world, but I just have to ask you. Do you have a favorite artist in Las Vegas?
Favorite artist?
Be careful. This is not a setup. You do not have to answer this question at all. But if you do and you want to put it out there, that's fine too. I have a favorite artist, and I have a favorite Las Vegas artist, but no, I don't know that I do. I have a favorite artist, but I'm also biased because he's my best friend. He's in Ohio though, so I don't.
I'm trying to answer this question without being biased. It's like there's a lot of artists too that I haven't actually gotten, like I've heard of their names and everything, but I haven't gotten a chance to like really dive into their music and stuff like that. You know, because like, you know, I feel like I spend more of my time making music than I do listening to it. Right. So if I haven't worked with you, there's a good chance I might not have heard your music.
See, I'm the opposite. I do a lot of listening. Music.
Or if you've like performed at Tuesday Blend or something, like, and I haven't worked with you, that's probably like the only time I heard your music and everything.
That reads.
Ooh, yeah, that's a really tough question. I think, yeah.
I don't want to put you out.
I'm gonna be biased though, and just, you know, say Tej and Zelly. That's the safe thing to play right now. You know, they're definitely dope artists, and they're really good, and so like it's not. Yeah, I think
it's just fine to have a favorite artist too. And I think it's just fine to be biased as well, because once you like develop a relationship with
that's just a hard question in general. Like even if you ask me not in Vegas, I still wouldn't know what to say. It's like tough.
And it could change tomorrow.
Exactly. It's just a super tough question. I'm like, some days I'm feeling you, some days I'm not. It's like, you know,
So this is the perfect transition into this little game we like to call Cram's Bucket. My guy DJ Cram just developed out of the clear blue sky. You see it right there in front of you. So there's names of Vegas artists in this bucket. You're gonna pull a name out. You're going to read the name. You're going to say the first thought that comes to mind. If you don't know the artist, that's fine. If you want to say past, that's fine. Just put the...
So like the first word or like the first word,
first thing? First thought. So thoughts. Like, so if your first thought is dumb, cool. If your first thought is Abraham Lincoln, that's fine too. Whatever your first thought is. DAWson, Cram's Bucket, Vegas artist. Who we kicking off?
J.R. Castro, R&B.
Boom.
Okay.
Just like that. There we go. Let's get the rhythm going. There we go. That's not bad. Shout out to J.R. Castro, by the way.
Rollo Black. The homie.
Boom. Yes. This is not so bad so far.
Oh man.
There's a few of them in there. Be careful.
Yowda Rick Ross.
Boom. Facts. And the noise did stop, so shout out to this computer for minding its business.
Zelly Vibes. Superstar.
Oh, boom. Superstar.
Grammy.
Facts. Come on, talk that. She got a grind too. I seen her at a Fremont a few times. Just down to perform. I'm like, you gotta have strong.
That's tough too, especially being a girl out there.
Facts.
You know, like,
exactly.
It's dangerous. Jay Truth, you know, he used to do a lot of street performing and everything. He used to tell me stories, you know, about people like trying to run up on him or like.
That's crazy.
All that shit. So yeah, shout out to her.
Facts.
Juice Billions. Clout.
Boom. Hey. Who's next? He's fishing for him too. He's taking his time.
I don't think I know who this is.
Jaden Stewart. Is that Jay?
Oh, Jay.
So, but see, you go by. I see his name all the time. It's Jay. But Jaden
I know Jaden Stewart. Very Vegas.
Very
Vegas.
Throw up in fours.
Two Gons.
So that's the Gonzalez.
Oh my God.
Yeah, dog.
That's my first thought.
Dog.
Oh my God.
Dog. If I can't tell you what my thoughts are. I'm getting in trouble.
Right. Yeah.
But God. Yeah.
Shall I keep going?
Yeah, keep going. We can stop. I mean, no, yeah, keep going.
All right, last one.
You gonna let me go on the last one? Come on, he's gonna play it safe.
Teach, the homie Teach.
How'd you know?
That's funny. Spotlight.
Hey, there we go.
Hey.
Straight up. That's DAWson, Cram's Bucket. We're gonna play it safe on this one. Shout out to that. Now, before we get up out of here, what's some advice you would give to someone who's trying to pursue the audio engineering craft, that field, that wants to open up their own studio, things of that nature, that hasn't done an internship yet, still maybe in high school or college? What would you say to them?
Definitely get as much experience as you can. You know, I don't think you need to go in like this day and age. I don't think you need to go to a university or any type of schooling to do that. You know, unless you're in like a small town that doesn't have like a studio that offers internships or something like that. But even then, it's like all the information is online, you know, and studio equipment is so inexpensive nowadays. You know, you don't need a lot to get going. You know, there's a lot being done, you know, inside bedroom studios and everything. So the best thing is just, you know, dive in and just do as much research as you can. There's so many tutorials, so many stuff.
Real quick, no, sorry, I gotta cut you off. I want to hit on this bedroom studio versus like you working at a real studio.
Real studios all day, yeah, definitely. I just think, you know, acoustics. I mean, if you're getting your ideas out and the bedroom is like where you feel comfortable, a lot of the times, you know, like that's where people feel most comfortable and like the best performance comes out of them there.
Okay, if they're in their comfort zone.
Yeah, but when it comes to like, you know, just acoustics and treating and everything, if you don't have that proper treating and everything, you know, sometimes your mixes just won't translate on other speakers. It might sound good in your room. You'll mix to what your room sounds like, but you take it somewhere and you play it in the car, it's just not going to sound right. And like, I feel like that will come from actual studios or just places that are like acoustically treated, you know, to mix in.
Okay.
And everything like that.
Facts. And where can everybody follow you at, man?
Everything is Sound by DAWson.
And is that DAWson? Because there's like, you have like, and when I feel like I see like DAWson or no, oh, that's Junction Sound. I see like there's like an X and an O or something somewhere.
Yeah, the slashes through the O. That's like that's like my little trademark. Yeah, okay, and then Junction with the X. That's Tanessa's thing, and then both of them together was our little Junction Sound.
You can't put that in an Instagram name, can you?
The little it's just Sound by DAWson. No spaces, and it's sound singular. So,
boom, yeah, Sound by DAWson. Straight up. Well, thank you for your time, sir. I appreciate
you. Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
Let's keep pushing this culture forward.
Hell yeah.
Facts. DAWson. It's 98.5 KLUC.